I would salute EU for its role in innovation. I have not seen any agency globally, we have been working for the last 35, 40 years, which has come up in such a big way to promote innovation in agriculture with a structured approach which is coming up. So a big salute to EU, to Gazira, especially when you are putting more science into development, and also you are trying to link the three major continents, Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Linking research and innovation with multi-stakeholder approach and encouraging more international organization is something which we are benefiting now in APARI. And the best part of the whole output of Gazira I have seen is fostering agriculture innovation system and national innovation policies with a capacity to innovate, capacity-based approach. Here, I will come to Tropical Agriculture Platform, which has been funded by EU, and now another project came from EU Gazira. This TAP, many of you may be knowing, but for those who are not aware, this Tropical Agriculture Platform is a multi-layer facilitation mechanism with 49 global, regional, national partners representing diverse areas, research, education, extension, and funding agencies for development and so on. Now, this TAP, which was established as a G20 initiative about 8 years back, had action plan. In the first action plan, it has developed a common framework on capacity development for agriculture innovation system, which is really appreciable, which was tested in 8 pilot countries. And based on the reports, now some more modifications are being made on that. And APARI had been quite actively involved with TAP since the beginning. And now the new phase, which is again funded by the EU on developing capacities in agriculture innovation system, on scaling up the TAP framework, is something which has come very handy for partners like APARI in Asia, because to be honest, most of the funding for EU goes to Africa, which we are happy for, but that is where we got a small slice of cake to really upscale our activities, and we are very happy to work with that. What we like in the program is the quality by the TAP Secretariat, which is based at FAO, by the Partners Assembly, we have 49 members, by the Steering Committee, and by a Capacity Development Expert Group, which makes the governing body of TAP. And having said that, I would like to further highlight that this common framework is a very flexible approach that allows different application, adaptation, and customization to local need, which APARI has carried forward as much as it could. And at the core of this capacity development is the capacity development of soft skills, what we call the functional capacities. And these functional capacities for innovation along technical capacities of key actors and organizations make it very, very special. Now, when I come to APARI, like what we are doing in the region with the countries on the type of research, what we need to support for the food system transition, I may like to say APARI's mission as such is strengthening agri-food research and innovation system in Asia Pacific. So we are quite aligned with this global mandate. However, if you look at Asia, we have diversity of countries. We have Australia on one hand and Japan, and on the other hand, we have Laos and Bangladesh, and there's a lot of diversity in economy, on the innovation system and all. So the job is very challenging. Asia has 60% population of the world. And I was told by one of the FAO DG before, if you can solve problems in Asia, you have covered more than half the world. If you can really, because we are lagging far behind on sustainable development goals in Asia, which has been recently published by UNESCO. Now, about the kind of research, what APARI feels that we should be considering research in light of enhancement of productivity and efficiency. However, we should be considering innovation in the light of transformation of food system. That is where the innovation is probably much more required. And that involves a lot of restructuring of the transformation of social, operational, and infrastructure system. And what we need is a well-defined pathway with clear targets for impact, which has to be matched with our resources and capacity. Having said that, I would like to say, in APARI, innovation is at the center of all the activities. We have taken up with the Agriculture Innovation System guidelines, which was brought out by CAP. We have taken out country-specific strengthening of agriculture innovation system in Thailand. It has been done in Laos, and now we wanted to do in China, but because of COVID, we are held back. So what we see is a clear way of moving ahead in the region through knowledge sharing and partnership of the member countries in the region, but more specifically what we see now is tapping the sub-regional bodies like SARC, South Asia Association for Regional Cooperation, or like we have ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or SPC, Secretariat of Pacific Community. What we feel is we have to embed this agriculture innovation system in these sub-regional bodies. We have just started dialogue with these countries. And from there, we can zoom it in individual country on need-based and based on our own capacity and our funding available to us. Now, apart from CAP, FAO, Gezira project, this is a time I must mention and acknowledge the support we have got from ASEC project from CIRAD. ASEC is an agroecology initiative for safe food system transition, which is a 40-partner, multi-partner approach initiated by CIRAD and funded by Agence Française de Développement. What we see very clearly is APARI can help in that project through its knowledge and through its communication system. The innovation work which is done in 4 countries like Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, we can mainstream that with other partners of APARI in the region. And also we can bring these 4 countries of Southeast Asia into APARI's fold to have an exchange of knowledge on innovation. And thanks to Gezira, we have just started a rapid appraisal of agriculture innovation system in Asia. And we are making a profile to see where we land up, how we need to, and there we are covering extension also. Now, the main point I would like to say is more on how or where we are heading. Innovation for what? What we have come to the conclusion in APARI, we have a WTO project on pesticide residue and all, where we are building a lot of technical capacities for about 11 countries in Asia. We have brought in the element of functional capacity there from the agriculture innovation system so that we see how blending of technical and functional capacity can really help people to have a capacity to navigate complexity, a capacity to collaborate, and capacity to tackle the strategic processes. So the capacity is something what we feel at the end of the day, it has to be at all levels as is in the charter of CAP. It has to be at the individual level, it has to be at the institutional level, and also the enabling environment. It is quite a challenging job. We need a lot of human resources for that. We need a lot of training. We have made a humble beginning, and we have also initiated North-South and South-South collaboration, which is needed for research to understand each other's research perspective and to see how innovation for development can be undertaken and harnessed to have more relevant policies in place.